welcome to the show.
Yes, everyone, welcome to the return. I'm Josh Cribbs.
And I'm Maria Cribbs, and it's another beautiful day in the sunny shores of Cleveland, Ohio.
Yes.
Lake Erie shores.
The weather's getting better, and we love that here.
Right.
Finally.
You know
right?
what?
Consistency.
Consistency. How you doing today?
I'm great.
All right,
Like Tony the Tiger.
Great.
Like the cereal.
Right.
Yeah.
All right, hope everybody watching is doing just as great as Josh is doing. Josh, I think you're going to be a little disappointed in my first story.
Okay, let me hear about it.
Can you please, because I didn't realize a lot of people don't even know what the TSA, you know when you go to the airport, the TSA Clear.
Yeah, Clear. I got Clear.
Oh, you see how excited he is about it?
What do you
Okay,
mean?
explain to the viewers what it is.
Well, Clear is a service that you can sign up for, a subscription service that you sign up for that allows you to go to the front of the security line. You literally check in by either your fingerprints or your eye, your retina, and then they take you right to the front of the security line and allow you to skip the security line and go right to, taking your shoes off at the security checkpoint.
Now, is that just for people who are always severely late to the airport as our family, or?
Okay. I see where you're going. It's for people who get there on a regular time, an hour before, and it's 1 million people there.
Okay.
Or if you're at a crazy airport, or if you ever went to an airport that usually isn't crowded, but the one time you decide to take a vacation, it's
It's
1
packed.
million people.
Uh-huh.
Clear might be for you.
So it's basically a fast pass to get on the plane.
Fast pass.
To get
like,
beyond
yes,
security.
yes.
Okay. So do you know, I got this off of social.
Okay.
Do you know that the state of California, their legislations are put on the books to ban Clear?
To ban Clear.
To ban it, yes.
Where at?
California.
So why? Hold on. Why though? Why would
That's
they ban
what everyone
Clear?
wants to know. I'm not sure.
Okay, hold on. I could think of a few reasons why.
Well, it's kind of like a fat. You know, you go to Cedar Point because we're in Cleveland. I love Cedar Point, one of my favorite
Right.
places in the world. You go to Cedar Point, you sit there in line, you like 2-3 hours in, and you see people just start rolling in front of you. Like, wait a minute, they had the little red wristbands on. Like,
And
hold
be
on,
mad as
they
hell,
got the
like,
fast
what?
pass,
Yes.
right?
I wouldn't be mad at that.
I wanted to go to some of the comments and show you what
Go
they
ahead.
say. All right, so Ryan, put the first comment up there for me if you got it. What does it say? It says, of all things that are inequitable in this country, this is the thing they decide to hone in on.
Right.
And then they said if they can ban Clear, they got to ban first class because it's the same, the haves versus the have-nots
And
logic.
that's exactly
they're
what I
trying to
was
use.
thinking. The
Yeah,
haves
they're
versus
saying it's not
have-not.
fair.
Because a lot of people can't afford that extra subscription. Because I weighed the option. Like, do I really want to pay for something and I don't fly as much?
Right.
It'll mainly be for people who travel business, so.
And it says $150 a year is wealthy. So basically saying the wealthy people are getting access to these privileges and
I
things
get
like
it.
that.
I
So
get
they're
it.
saying $150 a year is wealthy. I had no idea I was in this tax bracket. People spend more buying a bottle at the club and are let in faster than the general public. Let's cancel that too.
I like that response.
Yeah.
That's a healthy debate. Somebody said the haves and haves not, but then the other person said it's $150 a year.
Yeah.
For the year.
Yeah.
That's $15 a month. A little less than that.
Yeah, I personally, I didn't have you. For some reason, you had it. So look, this is how we go to the airport. We be in one line. Josh be, see you later. He go through his little Clear.
Peace.
But he kept trying to edge us on to get it. I'm
I
like, I don't
tried.
need that. I could just stand here in line, And so now that I have TSA pre-check. I don't have
Yes.
Clear. I don't know what the difference is with that. But
It is very
different.
different. So one gets you to the front of the security.
Which one?
And the TSA Clear gets you to the front to checkpoint to the TSA.
Okay.
And then the other one gets you so you didn't got to take off your shoes. You go through the metal detector without your own line in security.
Oh, so Clear is like an upgrade than TSA.
Clear is before you get to the TSA.
What?
Because it's a line, remember, it's a line before you even get to security.
Oh, that's true.
Before you even get to show your ID, you be in a long zigzaggy line in a lot of airports. Now, in Cleveland, sometimes it's not that busy and it's not too much of a line to get to the security checkpoint.
Oh, okay.
Clear
gets you
to
past
the
all
front of the security checkpoint.
Must be nice,
TSA
Mr. Wealthy Man.
pre-check.
You and your $150 wealthy guy.
Exactly. My $12.50
So,
a
Josh,
month.
you are propositioning for them to keep it.
I want them to keep it
Okay.
because it's a for those who travel options.
It's so irrelevant. Who put this on the bill? Somebody is ticked off. Who put this on the bill?
Ticked off, man.
Oh my goodness.
I get it though.
Okay, so look, we got some
Got an interesting show.
We got a guest who's going to be talking about a very special fan base for our Browns. So don't go anywhere, you guys. We'll be right back. All right, now you guys, welcome back to the show.
Absolutely. Welcome back. And like Maria said, we have an interesting show for them today.
Yeah.
But first, Maria, Ryan, I had to bring you into this. Brown season is, we know it's a little far away.
Mm-hmm.
What are we looking for that we're most excited about for Brown season? Are we excited about the running backs, seeing if Nick Chubb is back in action, or Deshaun, the offense, the defense? What are we most excited about?
I know Izzy showed me a photo of Chubb working out. He showed, it must have been posted yesterday on the Browns.
He's back into
and
football
I was like,
action.
Oh, yeah, that's what I'm excited. I want to see the return.
So you want to see the return of Batman Chubb. All right, Ryan, what say you?
Yeah, I'm most certainly super excited to see Nick Chubb make a superhero comeback. I got all the confidence in the world in him, but I got to say the thing I'm most excited for has to be for Deshaun Watson to come back, hopefully healthy, and live up to that historic contract that we gave him. Everything that the Browns are going to do next year is going to be decided pretty much by Deshaun Watson if he reaches his ceiling. We all know that. That was why we last year went out in the first round the way we did. I mean, that just proved as good as a team we have. No matter what, in this league, this quarterback-centric league, you're not doing anything if you don't want to have one of those superstars. And when we traded for Deshaun Watson, we thought we were going to get one of those superstars and have him at the helm for the next 10 years. Now, that looks very bleak. However, whether or not people want to accept the fact that Deshaun Watson does come back next year, is 100% healthy, and does play elite, more than likely he's going to end up getting a contract extension.
And that's a huge issue, right?
Yeah, people don't want because people just don't want to accept it right now.
Because they don't want to accept it. And for me, that is huge for me. The two biggest things is Nick Chubb and Deshaun Watson. When Deshaun Watson started last season, Maria Ryan, I sat right here, went on Good Morning America, Good Morning Football, and talked about how he would be a top 10 quarterback. And of course, we know that didn't happen. But I was speaking towards, of course, his talent level and what he's capable of, and what we needed him to do.
And him being healthy,
right? But what we needed him to do to be. For us as a team, if we were going to have success, he had to be a top 10 quarterback. And I think that's what I'm looking for this year, because I want him to shut, the naysayers up. Not necessarily, and I know it's a lot of civil war sometimes within our fan base, but for me, it's for everybody outside of Cleveland who were mad because we picked him up, and I get the taboo that's associated with him, but I like comeback stories.
Yeah.
Like, I'm going to love this story from Nick Chubb, and when he come back, I hope there's a movie that follows. Like Draft Day. They had Draft Day with the Browns.
Right.
I want to hear the Nick Chubb story. Got hurt in college. Got hurt in the NFL. And he came back, and now he's number one again. I watched that movie.
Right.
I think overwhelmingly every Browns fan going to be in the movie theater eating popcorn off of the Nick Chubb story.
Right.
But I want to hear the comeback story of Deshaun Watson.
Yeah.
Because I know what that would mean for the fan base, and I know what that would mean for this team. If he does good, I know this team does good. So that's one thing that I'm looking forward to most of all, because if he's good, the team is good.
Yeah.
I'm going to ask you guys to do the unthinkable right now.
Okay.
Maria,
Please
Ryan,
don't involve me in this.
I want you to rank the AFC coaches.
Oh, okay.
And it's only because
I'm not ranking no coaches.
It's only because you know the coaches.
I know I do.
It's only because our coach is a 2-time Coach of the Year recipient.
Is this everyone in the AFC? Or the AFC North?
I'm going to make it broader, AFC North.
Oh my
because
dang, Josh.
we're going to compare it to what we said previously.
Yeah.
But right now, AFC. In the AFC right now, how would you rank Coach Kevin Stefanski as a head coach as it relates to everybody else? The order.
Yeah, because, this can go one of two ways. Because am I ranking them right now, or am I ranking them in their tenures in the AFC North?
How about this? Rank them and then speak on why you rank them that
Or
way.
you ranking them in what you think they're going to do next season.
Rank them on however you want, and then give the reason why.
Okay. Okay. I'll say one. As much as I want to put Stefanski there, I got to put Harbaugh.
Okay.
He's been there, I think right now he's the second longest tenured coach in the NFL now that Belichick's gone. He's been nothing but consistent. I know he only has one Super Bowl back in 2012, but at the end of the day, he's still doing amazing things. They went through a little bit of dysfunction when they were without Joe Flacco, that transition to Lamar Jackson. They've still been absolutely incredible. We saw them go to the AFC Championship game last year. They were just this close to going to the Super Bowl. He's been everything consistent, so I got to put him one.
Oh, you changing mine. I
Now-
had my set order.
Now, this is where it gets interesting because if I'm going by that logic, then I should say Mike Tomlin. However, I'm going to put Kevin Stefanski there. 2-time Coach of the Year in the last 4 years. 11 wins last year without a starting quarterback, pretty much. You go through 4, you recycle them, and he still manages to get us to the playoffs. He's done an incredible job at building a culture. He's built a culture where it was cultureless. His regime has come in, and he has done nothing but, in my opinion, succeed. With Baker, he succeeded. With Jacoby Brissett, he succeeded. With Joe Flacco, he succeeded. And next year, he's going to succeed with Deshaun Watson. I don't care what anybody says. Then I'll put Mike Tomlin, and it's not really close for me. Zach Taylor's on the bottom.
Okay. And Maria, I don't expect you to have
All
to
I know
weigh in.
is, to me, I'm just going based off of the history that we had against the Steelers.
Right.
I think every season, every year you played, the Steelers always made the playoffs.
Right.
So I always have a high regard for Coach Tomlin.
Okay.
He's my number one, and anything else, my name is Bennett, and I ain't in it.
Okay. That's fair.
I just
That's
admire
fair.
Tom. I admire Coach
I
Tomlin.
too put Mike Tomlin. I played against him several years. Played against Harbaugh several years. But I grade these coaches, Ryan, Maria, just like people would grade me on your stats. And I'm going to grade Tomlin on his stats and his career, right? But I'm going to be a little intricate because they have individual awards for coaches, just like they do for players. When a player makes the Pro Bowl, when a player makes the All-Decade, shameless plug to myself, when a player has these individual accolades, coaches have them as well. Our coach has 2 of them.
Yes, he does.
And I put Tomlin at number 1 because I know how hard it is to bring something out of nothing, to make lemonade out of lemons, right? And that's basically what he did last year and for a lot of years. But not the Roethlisberger years.
Yeah.
They had a really good team, had all-stars and Hall of Famers on his team.
Facts.
That's facts. And so I won't go his entire history, but I will go when the nitty-gritty happened. He didn't have Roethlisberger. He didn't have these guys, these Hall of Famers, but yet they still have a winning record. We hadn't had that with the Browns. I look at Harbaugh. He's not my number 2 because he has Lamar Jackson. He has these unbelievable MVP talents around him. But when I look at Coach Kevin Stefanski, the proof is in the pudding. 2-time Coach of the Year in a span of 5 years. 2 times. He brought this team that was detrimented, that was plagued with injury. Our 1 and our 2 biggest players on our team, our quarterback and our running back.
Yeah.
The biggest pieces that we had on offense were gone. And yet we still rose. So I'm going to say Mike Tomlin. I'm going to say Coach Kevin Stefanski based off of the accolades and the stats and grading them as, and again, we could say, and whoever is after, we could say Harbaugh and Zach after that.
Yeah.
But that's the reason why.
Yeah, I mean, anytime you're talking about Mike Tomlin and John Harbaugh, the 2 longest tenured coaches, now that I mentioned Belichick's gone, it's no ever a diss to Kevin Stefanski. Anytime he's even in that conversation, it's a good thing. Like, he just so happens to be in the AFC North that happens to have 2 of the longest coaches in the NFL, 2 Hall of Fame coaches. So, and you could really go any order based on how you look at it.
But in that same breath, I'm going to tell you this. I don't mean to change your answer or nothing, but Roethlisberger is a Hall of Famer.
100%.
But not his last few years,
Sure.
right?
Yeah.
So I'm going off of in this last little bit of this span.
Yeah. No, you're
That's why
absolutely
Harbaugh's number, he's coming in 3 next to Coach Stefanski, because Coach Stefanski 2 times, again, Coach of the Year, making something out of nothing. And he's on his way. If the trajectory of this team goes north from here on out for a span, if he keeps getting re-upped,
Yep.
and he ends up being on the line of Harbaugh and Tomlin, we might be looking at Coach Stefanski like, hey, this hire wasn't that bad.
Hey,
we
man,
got one.
just get this for us, and he'll be
Just
right
get-
up there.
Exactly.
Get us one, please.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So I wanted to move on. It was a lot of heat on the defense, more so Greg Newsome. And he had got into it with some fans.
What?
And because people
What
were
happened?
calling for him, especially after we lost to the Texans,
Oh
right?
yeah.
Denzel Ward came out for him. He basically was like, I think it's best that we keep our team, our secondary core the way it is. More so because they can build together. They know each other.
Yeah.
And what they did as a whole for the amount of the season that was hard, that was a long season, 20 seconds. It was a big
He
season.
said 20 seconds.
Yeah, for my son, for all the people be joking like
Because
that.
you said
But
long.
anyway,
It was a long and hard season.
yeah.
Yeah, that 20
Yeah,
seconds.
sorry
Pause.
about that. Pause. Anyway, but for the span of the season, it's a 16 games.
What you trying to?
I know I'm trying to use my vocabulary. In any way I do it, it's not proper. But 17 game season, 18 weeks, right?
Yeah.
And you have these group of guys who played hard, who played tough for the whole season. Number one in the NFL. And then we judge a guy off of the his worst plays. And I hated that because I don't think there's nobody else out there who can come in and play like Greg Newsome at the level that we need him to play at in the system. And along with the guy, because remember, we had the trio. They was shutting stuff down. And if he has the year that he has last year and brings more experience, I wouldn't want anybody else but him on this team.
Yeah, and I mean, that just goes to the point. Like, no matter, I could name so many receivers, and you don't really necessarily remember how many drops they have. It's just drops in big moments that you remember, that sticks to you, and they have that stigma that gets on them. And yeah, Greg Newsome didn't have his best game in that playoff game in Houston. But yeah, you're right. I mean, it is an absolute luxury to have three cornerbacks that can pretty much play. The numbers will tell you elite man coverage. It's huge, and I can bet my bottom dollar. I love Denzel Ward. I think he's one of the top 5 corners in the league.
Yes.
But I'll bet all the money in my bank account, might not be that much, Denzel's not playing 17 games.
Right.
That's just not going to happen. So to
He
have
hadn't
Greg
since he
Newsome
been
being
here,
there,
right?
no, I don't
He's
think
been
so.
injured.
Yeah.
But my thing again on Denzel is that every time he's out there,
Oh, no,
there.
he's
He makes a
incredible.
difference, yeah.
He's absolutely
crazy.
incredible. But my
Right.
point being, right, to have that option, even if he's not there every snap,
Right.
if somebody does go down, Greg Newsome will probably be the best
The
placement you could
best
possibly have.
replacement. And that's all I'm saying.
So why do you even consider letting him go? Because of that game?
I think it was more a fan thing.
Oh.
Because I think for that one game, we got outcoached.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, we beat them a week prior. And then for that one game, we got outcoached.
Right.
And they took advantage of a slat of our defense in the slat. And he was the recipient of the good coaching against us.
Okay.
And he was like on a pedestal the whole game. He was like on an island the whole game by himself.
By itself.
You know what I'm
Getting
saying?
work. Yeah,
And it was
I
a
remember.
team mishap, not
Yeah.
I want to say not an individual.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So how does that go, Josh, when a teammate is having a player's back and calling for him to stay? Do the GMs and all that, do they take that into consideration? Like
I
one of
think
our
if
main
he's
leaders
vocal
of the team.
enough,
Okay.
but I don't think that his job was ever in question.
It was
And
just
the
some
one
fa-
thing that Barry does,
Mhm.
he looks at the market. You look at all the guys. If you put Greg in them guys, you get him.
Yeah.
You will get Greg from those guys.
Like there's
I
no
think he
one
did
better.
it with Hurst too. You look at who he could have gotten in free agency and for the D line. He re-signed guys.
Yeah, he did. He brought them all back.
He brought them back because when you look at what's out there, they the best. They already proved it. So I think keeping this unit intact as much as possible and adding certain pieces and certain guys through the draft and free agency that don't cost a lot. I think he did a great job. I can't wait to see it out there on the field. Former NFL player, running back for the Eagles. He's on I think ESPN. LaShawn McCoy.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And good broadcaster, but he wasn't so highly of Deshaun, wasn't so highly of the Browns.
Oh, he wasn't?
And he bet on the Ryan
fight the other night.
Garcia
Yeah, that fight.
and Devin the fight.
Yeah.
What was that? Devin Haney, right?
David Haney
the fight.
and Ryan Garcia.
He
yeah.
put $250 on it, allegedly. I mean, he put his business out there so everybody knew.
I saw the slip. I saw
Yeah,
the bet slip.
everybody's seen the slip.
Oh, he posted a slip before the fight, like
Yeah.
to show how much he bet.
And then put after he lost, because look,
Mhm.
he put $250 on the fight, $250,000.
Wow.
And he was only going to get $275 back if he won.
Mm.
Only $50,000. Yes. Cause
Yeah,
dude,
Haney was like minus 1,000.
yeah, Haney was the favorite by a lot.
Right.
So dang, if you put something for him for Ryan Garcia, dang.
You would've made a
you
payday.
make
I mean,
both of those.
exactly.
Yeah.
So he lost $250 on what was supposed to be
Yeah.
a no-brainer.
Did you
That's a
see the
horrible
fight?
bet.
You see the fight, Ryan?
I saw afterwards the highlights. I didn't
Yeah.
watch it live though. No.
They went a full 12 rounds, didn't they?
I think it went to decision. Yeah.
I think everybody was
Well,
like,
he got knocked down 3 times.
but
Yeah, he did.
kept fighting
and
though.
was delirious. Yeah,
But
he kept fighting.
everybody was saying though that was like they called that okay, that's entertainment for me.
Yeah,
Like,
so when
they
a
went
fighter gets
full
knocked
12,
down,
yeah,
you losing unless you knock that guy out.
right,
If you get knocked down that many times, you losing.
yeah,
You know, because anytime you get knocked down in a round, you lose that round.
Right,
He
right.
knocked you out in
Yeah.
the round. So, yeah, I just wanted to throw that out there. He lost his money, and I'm hating a little bit because I'm sour of his bad press and publicity on the Browns.
I'm all for it.
Hey,
But-
ain't nothing wrong with that.
But, hey, don't put that much money on what you believe to be a sure thing. And with that, we'll take a commercial break.
We'll be right back. All right, now you guys, welcome back to the show. Now we have a very special guest here,
Absolutely.
Bridget Linton. Now she is Cleveland Browns host, right?
Yeah, she on the field
right, but
for every event, right?
and she is so much so, but she's here to talk to us today about a very important fan base that might have been overlooked.
Yeah, I think so.
And it's a secret to me, but you know all about it,
I
right?
know all about it.
Bridget, how you doing, girl? Welcome to the show.
Thanks so much for having me.
No, thank you for being here. Now,
course.
what? I feel like I'm out of the loop. What is going on? What do y'all got something like Jedi mind trick going on
these
here?
are the dogs.
Dogs.
The dogs.
We are the dogs. We are.
Literally. No, literally. The dogs, the barking dogs. Bridget, please tell Maria and the fans and our viewers
Yes.
all about the barking dogs.
We already are the
Okay,
barking
No,
dogs, but
the barking backers.
the barking backers.
Boom, you got it.
There you go.
Okay, Maria, I get that it's a little bit confusing because the human fans are called the dog pound.
Right.
So when you hear this, you're like, wait a minute, aren't we dogs too?
We are the dogs, and there's brown backers all across the country.
Right.
The world
The
at that
the
part.
world, actually.
yes, yes.
Okay, but this is the Barking Backers, which is the official
Barking backers.
fan club for dogs only.
Like dog. We the dogs.
Dogs.
No, dogs like
Dogs, like
woof,
actual
woof
woof?
dogs.
Like
Yeah.
pets.
Yep.
Yes, the pets.
What? Let's go.
Yes.
Hold on. Wait a minute. So, okay. Remember when you used to play, right?
Right.
I would always try to look for our dogs, your jersey, a 16 jersey.
Right.
And they would only ever, because
Absolutely.
dogs are fans too.
Exactly.
Okay, so I love this. Okay,
Yes.
tell us all about it.
Okay, so the Barking Backers, number one, it is the biggest dog fan club for any professional sport. And
Wow.
if you're thinking like, well, does anyone else do this? They do. The Browns started the trend,
Right.
of course. And
Uh-huh.
so now there's a lot. So we already have 20,000 registered members. And this just started a couple years ago. We just launched our 3rd season this week. So obviously
What?
it's pretty popular.
When you say
We have
20,000
a
registered
dog.
members, you
Members,
mean
dogs.
The dogs? Oh.
Dogs.
Now, I
We
know
gotta
hold on, the
register
dogs know
our
how to use. The
dog.
dogs
I
know how to
cannot
use it.
believe you guys have not
Josh.
registered your dog yet.
Maria,
Because I didn't know this was a thing. Now I'm
Josh,
I feel left
calling
out.
you out for this
You
one because
right.
you knew about it.
I feel some type of way because
Yep.
I'm like, I went to an event with the barking backers. And I seen the dogs, and I just kept walking, and now I feel stupid
I
for
think
not
I
signing
was
my
at
dog
the
up.
event that day filming you because you wanted
You
somebody
were.
to film your autograph session, and there were dogs that kept rolling up, and there were like some dog treat. Who does the dog treats?
Milkbone.
There were milk bones
There
all over
were
the place.
milk
It
bones.
didn't click that they were the fans.
I dropped the ball.
Dogs are
Now,
the
when women
fans.
come home and say their husbands never tell them anything,
I
that's
dropped
one of
the ball.
this is one of those moments.
Well, this is why
Josh.
you guys have me on the show,
Thank
so I
you.
can really tell you all about it.
Okay, please
and you
do.
can get your dog signed up.
So
What's your
how
dog's
can
name?
we?
We got Rohan.
Yeah,
and we're looking for
Rohan
another
is
dog.
our dog.
Yeah.
Yeah, Rohan.
Yeah, Rohan.
Well, yeah, let's get these
You
numbers.
should have brought him on the show. He's in the car.
Oh, we should
He
have.
probably doing donuts in the parking lot. He could be up here doing getting
Tell
some
us
Browns
about-
fan info. Right.
Tell us about the
it.
barking backers.
So there's 2 different memberships. You can do the free one, which is still great. You can still come to some of our events. There's a newsletter that comes out. But then the premium membership, you get this fancy little box of all these goodies
gift
for your
box.
dogs. They got milk bone treats in here. There's a cute little handkerchief that the
Oh,
dogs
they
can
can
wear.
wear.
Better than
Yep.
ugly when they give you at the groomers.
That makes it official.
Yes,
Are you
it
gonna
is.
open
you
that
get
box?
the hanky,
I can.
the,
Let me
the scarf for the dog.
That means it's the
Yeah.
real
that
deal.
makes it official.
Oh,
Look at all this
the
cute stuff
oh
in
my
here.
Goodness, show everybody.
Told you about the little barking backers.
Because sometimes
We have
dogs they
logos
drool a little
in
bit. They need
here.
something. They need
Yeah.
some Browns,
Yeah.
Browns paraphernalia to wipe the
And they
drool
got
with.
different
Totally got a little
sizes.
toy in here for them.
Yeah.
They have different sizes for the woof, the big
Oh.
old dog.
And she got the
I'm
treats.
sure we do.
The
And here
treats.
it is.
That's the
Milk-bone
real
treats.
deal right there.
And listen, so we do ask for you guys to throw us a few bones. Just $30 for
That's
the
it.
premium membership.
That's
You
That's
get
it.
all
for the
this.
premium only $30.
I thought that was the regular membership.
Yeah. Yeah,
That's
because you would
nothing.
spend more than that going to like a pet store and buying it
Exactly.
individually.
Getting all these treats in here, and then you'll
Yes.
get an exclusive invite to some of our in-person events. So there's one coming up on June 7th. It's called Turf and Tails. So your pups
Turf
can
and
run around
Tails.
at the Cleveland Brown Stadium, but you've got to sign up before June 1st.
Now, how do they sign up? Where do they go?
I gotta sign up.
BarkingBackers.com. Super easy.
Barkingbackers.com. Please sign up. We dropped the ball. Don't drop the ball like Maria and I. We have a
No,
dog
it's
and
not.
we ain't even
I
signed.
I can't drop the ball on something I didn't. That's why
We
Bridget's
are
here
a
today to
couple.
let us know. Now
Yes.
everybody has to sign their dog.
We are a
up.
couple.
We are, but our dog is a part of our family, and I'm upset that you knew about the Barking Backers and you did not register
on
our
me.
dog. It's only $30, Josh.
I failed.
Put it
I
in the
failed
family
us.
budget.
I failed us. Don't you fail your
Family
family
Oh my
too.
goodness.
I'm not going to fail us any longer.
Now, being around so many dogs, though, I mean, Bridget, you might not own a pet, but doesn't it make you want to get one?
It does.
It
Okay,
does.
and
They're so
these events,
cute.
they're so cute.
Yeah.
So Turf and Tails, this is a new one.
Mhm.
But then last year we had Halloween, which we are going to do again.
How
this
long
year.
have you been
Halloween.
doing this for?
How-
This is the third
Halloween.
season.
Halloween.
Halloween.
Talk about
so they get to
Halloween.
dress
With
up.
costumes?
Dress up
Yeah,
the dog.
it's so cute. Like the owners, they make up little costumes with
Yes.
their pets, and then they bring them to Cleveland Brown Stadium. They get pictures with Chops, our dog mascot.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, it's so cute.
I do it
Oh,
just
my
to come to the
goodness.
stadium.
Yeah.
They
we
be
got,
like,
we got
yeah, you-
smooches and
your
pooches
dog
around
outfit. I'm
Valentine's
like,
Day.
Smooches and
do-
pooches.
do,
And it's
no,
a way
so
to
cute.
socialize your dogs too.
Right.
Like your
Yeah.
dogs
I
can
was
be a
just
part
about
of a
to say
community.
that.
They need their own community too.
Right.
And why not make their community be, brown
Yes.
based?
Yep.
Yeah.
But a
what?
lot of the owners get to mingle amongst themselves.
Yeah.
Do the owners ever dress up?
Oh,
like
for
their
the
dogs
Halloween, for
Halloween?
sure.
Yeah.
They go all out.
Really?
Yeah, I love
But
that.
when you think
Josh.
about it, people love their dogs just as much as they love
They're
their
a part of our
kids.
family.
Like, they're
Yeah.
literally part of the family. So
Exactly.
why not have a fan club just for them?
Right.
Well,
And I feel like
Browns
the
did it.
$30,
Barking Backers.
I feel like the $30 fee is
Yes.
going to
That's
get you the
nothing.
newsletter.
Nothing.
At least you know you have some
Yep.
social events you can take the dogs to.
Totally.
And then you get the box that comes with it.
The
And the
box,
box,
yep.
can I see the
And you
box?
get to go to
The
the
box is
events.
so cute. Look at
Come on, check out
I
our
would
goodies
repurpose this
out.
for something else. Like, come on, look at this box right
Yes.
here. Look at the goodies inside. Bridget, thank you so much
Thank
for.
you guys.
Now I'm sure our viewers probably love you and they probably think you're super cool. Where can they find you? Because they're going to have questions. They're going to want more information.
Yeah,
Where can
for
they find
sure.
you at?
Well, for the Barking Backers, barkingbackers.com. Super easy to sign up your dog. But of course, you can find me on social media as well at Bridget_Linton8 on Instagram
Uh-oh.
and at
They gonna be-
Bridget_Linton on
Yes.
X. Now,
They gonna be
still
hopping
say
in
On
your
Twitter.
X.
I
I
guess
still
DMs.
say
X.
Twitter too. On X.
They gonna be
This
like,
is amazing.
they gonna be in your DM. Where to go now? Barking
Yeah.
Backers.
Will
They're
you
gonna
be
be
there,
searching out
Bridget?
for it.
Will you be there?
Hey, I don't have a pet, but listen, I will adopt or
Yes.
be like a
There you
babysitter
go.
for the day.
That's
and come and
amazing.
join.
And dogs love pets. I mean, dog love the treats and everything
Yes.
that goes
Yes,
with
for
this.
sure.
So make sure you go to the website and sign your pet up today. Get the premium. It's so worth it.
Barkingbackers.com.
You need to go to the
I'm
website
doing it.
right now.
I'm- okay.
Bridget, thank you so
I'm
much for
doing it.
joining.
Thank you, guys.
All right, guys, we'll be right back. Don't you go anywhere. Our next guest is an author, a
Yes.
filmmaker, and a motivational speaker. And I think his message today is going to be right on time for anyone struggling to overcome anything in their life. Let's welcome Mike Berry on the show. How
Mike,
you doing, Mike?
baby?
How you guys doing?
We doing
Awesome.
good. Good to see you. Can I just say, I was on Instagram yesterday,
Okay.
and one of your 1 minute motivational messages came up across my feed. And I was so inspired. I was like, you know what? I know usually on this show we talk about sports and we try to
Right.
keep it light. But today I want to talk about something that might be a little heavy, but we still gonna make try to do justice with
Yes,
the topic as much
right.
as we can.
Okay.
If you don't mind sharing your story with our audience, can you give them a little bit of who you are?
My name's Mike Berry. I'm a filmmaker, author, motivational speaker, and I am someone who deals with depression and anxiety pretty much on a daily basis on some level.
Okay, so that's what we're here to discuss today.
Right.
Mhm.
And you know, I'll hop in there first. Is that okay?
Yeah, sure, go ahead.
And Mike, I dealt with depression, especially after my NFL career had ended, and
Okay.
understanding I have to be regular Josh, and I'm not Josh Cribbs who running the football because it's over.
Mhm.
And for me, everything just stopped. And not being that person on the field, I didn't know how to really continue to be a light or to have purpose.
Mm-hmm.
So I didn't know what to do. So I went into myself. I went to the guest room.
Yeah, you was in there for
I
months.
stayed in
the
there
dark.
for months, and
Yeah.
I didn't want to come out. People thought I left Cleveland. They didn't know I was still here in Cleveland. And it for a long time, I struggled with it because my last play, and you know, I just started kind of coming out with this. My last play, Ryan, you might not know this. My last play, I fumbled. It was a muff punt in the AFC Championship. I was with the Colts.
Hold on, there was a little deflate gate going on
It
there.
was a deflate gate game.
We can't. Yeah, you usually
But
don't fumble.
that was the last play for me.
Yeah.
When people think of me in a sporting sense,
Yeah.
they think of, oh, he ran the touchdowns, this is and that. But my last play, I muffed the punt and hit off my visor, which I shouldn't have had on because it was kind of raining a little bit.
It was
Yes,
cold.
the air. I could
Yeah.
make every excuse in the book. But I finally came to terms with that because before I was so hard on myself. I was like, oh my, I'm nothing now.
Yeah.
And now I go into the shadows. So it was very difficult. Can you talk about that place of when it becomes difficult and you don't see a light? And then how does one come out of that?
Yeah.
Yeah. And so I'll say this, that, you know, people say, how do I know if I'm even dealing with depression? And I say, you know, if you lose your job, you might fall into a depression. Like you left football, you might feel a little depressed. Go through a bad breakup or a loss of a parent or a loved one. But when everything is going good, you got money, you got a house, you got your kids, you got a husband, a wife, a good job, and still you can't seem to find happiness. You can't seem to produce this feeling of satisfaction, then you might be dealing with depression. Now, that depression could be twofold. It could be chemical, meaning, you know, certain chemicals in your brain aren't seeding right, or it could be situational, like with your case in football. Maybe you lost a parent, you lost a child. That could cause depression. And so, you know, a lot of times people say, man, you know, I'm just going to tough it out. So that's like saying I'm going to outthink the thing that's doing the thinking. And that's a hard thing to do. And so sometimes you got to get help. You got to lean on your spirituality, but it's going to be very hard to just do it on your own.
When you speak about getting help, and I know our children's generation, they feel like our generation is like, oh, you know, you're not depressed. Go, you know, go find something to do, or go listen to some music. Sometimes it's not that simple for someone. How do people who have someone who is depressed in their circle, how do they assist them? Is there anything they can do besides just saying, "Oh man, we all done been there, man. You'll be all right"? Because some people just can't some people just can't cheer themselves up. What are their loved ones supposed to do in helping them get through this slump?
That's a good question.
Sometimes you just gotta listen. Sometimes you have to know when to push and when to pull. Because some things that aren't helpful are, what do you got to be depressed about? Go outside and get some air. Pray on it. Like, I haven't thought of all this. You see what I'm saying? So sometimes. And then I'm already beating myself up internally for feeling this way. And now I got to keep hearing you, let's do this. I don't want to do that. Sometimes I just want to sit still. But the person who's dealing with it, you have to fight back, because you can't just give in, because if you give in, then you can't be helped. It's going to be very difficult to conquer depression if you won't help yourself. If you just stay in that pity mentality, like, woe is me, woe is me, well, woe will be you. So you got to find some courage. All you need is a why. You need a why, because I think innately we all want to live.
Yeah.
But sometimes, even me, I'm an accomplished filmmaker, author, motivational speaker, but sometimes I won't lie, I just fall into this place where it seems very dark. And then I say, well, you look to the external, you look outside. No, you got to look into yourself. On the day you was born, the universe, the creator, whatever you believe in, put everything you need. That light that you're looking for, it's already in you. So you got to light your life up wherever you are. You got to light it up, because I think innately we don't want to die.
Right.
We don't want to die. And I tell anybody who's dealing with it, you know, we don't want to make permanent solutions to temporary problems. This is a temporary problem. It's just taking a while to overcome it. But I'm not the depressed person I was 10 years ago or 10 months ago. So
how'd you get there? Were you always this strong? I feel like certain generations just taught to be strong. Like, you know, just go to work, don't matter what nobody say, you keep going.
Right.
But some people are fragile. How did you get this? How did you get this strength?
Because my kids, at the time I had one, when I first, just without going into it, I was in prison. I did 7 years in prison and I got a parole. I had 60 days left, and I woke up one day on a Sunday, 10:32. I still remember it, and I felt like my girlfriend broke up with me. That's that grieving feeling. And every day it got compounded by 10. by the time when I got out 60 days later, I was suicidal. Like it happened.
It just hit you?
Excuse me?
It just hit you?
It hit me so fast and hard. Now, mind you, this 1997.
Mm-hmm.
I never heard the word depression. It wasn't on TV,
Right.
wasn't on social media. So I didn't know what I was dealing with. And when I got out, my daughter one day she just looked at me. She was 7. And she said, "Don't leave me again." And I just said, I refuse to dump at her feet this pain. What if she falls into a depression? And so I just said, "Man, you have to shoulder this." And I said, "Man, give it 365 more days." And that was hard. I was suicidal. Like it was bad. And in 365 days, I said, "Give it 30 more days." 30 days later, I said, "Give it 1 more day." And I kept saying that, "Give it 1 more day." And it was 5 years later. By then, people started talking about depression. And that's when I went and got help. And not saying I'm cured or healed, because it's been it's a chemical thing with me. And but I decided I can't dump this on my daughter or my mother or my brother. I have to weather this. I have to. I don't have a choice.
I like that. Fight. When you say it's a chemical thing, so many times I've talked to a couple of my friends that have been on, certain medications, and like it just made me feel weird, or
right, kind of
depression medication. Yeah, I guess I'm trying to understand myself. Is depression the medication that's prescribed for depression? Is that something you're supposed to remain on all your life, or temporarily while you're going through the depression?
Or does the medicine help you get off of the medicine?
Yeah.
Well, let me tell you this.
Yeah.
I went spent 24 years, probably like 20 years. With no medication. I tried medication for like 2 weeks and it made me like a zombie. I didn't like it. But one day I was driving, this was right after the pandemic, and I pulled over in Whitcliffe. It was so heavy that I called a doctor right there in the parking lot and explained to him. And I said, "Doc, if you can't help me, there is no way I can do it." I was at my breaking point. So he said, "We're going to try some medications." And I said, "Which one?" He said, "Till we figure out which one, we're going to try different ones," because he's like, "I can't tell you." So I tried Zoloft, Prozac, Then I finally found one called Remeron. And I could tell you within 10 days, I felt like I was a wobbly table and it just propped me up. I can't explain it. Before this, I was like pulling myself like imagine pulling a Greyhound bus for 20 years. I pulled it though.
Yeah.
I pulled it.
Yeah.
But now I feel like I'm actually on the bus.
Okay. Instead of pulling that weight and carrying that burden.
So for me, I needed it. Somebody else might say they don't need it. Spirituality might be enough. Your peer group might be enough. But I was at my breaking point, and I knew if I don't do something now, I just didn't know what else to do. So I said, let me try this.
Mike, can I just say, can you stick around? I'm going to go to commercial. We're going to come back because I want you to motivate our audience, because you definitely giving them words of encouragement and talk about some upcoming projects you got going on, okay?
Okay.
All right, guys, don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. All right, now you guys, welcome back to the show. We are still here with our guest, Mike Berry, filmmaker, author, and motivational speaker. Mike, now, I told you now, I done scrolled across your Instagram, and you give 1-minute motivations. Now, we on TV.
Right.
But can you give our audience somebody who might be dealing with something, whether it's struggling with depression, addiction, any type of mental illness, maybe they're being ostracized by a group of friends, they could be getting bullied, something's not going right in their life, they're feeling down, they're feeling deep, they're feeling like, this is it. They've lost all hope.
Yeah.
Can you speak to them?
Yeah, I just want to say, first and foremost, man, you guys, you are loved, you are needed, and you are necessary. You are perfect in your imperfections, and all who know you are made better. And I know that sometimes when we going through addiction, when we dealing with depression, when we just don't feel like our complete selves, we almost feel like we half a person. Like sometimes I felt like I was half a man. I looked in the mirror and I liked what I saw, but I never liked who I saw. And when we talk about half, let's just think of this as apple pie. If I showed you an apple pie and asked you, what is this? You say it's an apple pie. Now, if I cut that apple pie in half and pushed half off the plate and said, what is this? You still gonna say apple pie. You're not gonna say half apple pie. My point is, you are still you, even though you aren't your 100%, you don't have a 100% drive or feeling or emotion that you used to have. You are still you. And so you got to treat it like quicksand. If you fight too hard to pull yourself out, you're going to sink deeper. You got to slowly learn the tools, slowly pull yourself out. Different environments, different places, different people, different things. Lean on everything that you have at your disposal, your religion, your self-worth, your family, your friends, and slowly pull yourself out, because you can start fighting on a Monday and be exhausted by Monday night. So just again, I want you to know you love, needed, and necessary. Perfect in all your imperfections, and all who know you are made better.
I love it.
Thank you so much,
I
Mr.
love
Berry.
it.
Now
Thank
talk
you for
about
that.
your that's gonna touch.
Yeah,
Gonna
I think
touch many
that'll touch a
people.
lot of people.
When
I
if
like that.
someone needs you to speak life into their child, their classroom, where can they find you? And talk about before they tell them where you can find you. And you got any upcoming projects? I see you got the Dreamers on your page. Tell us what that's about.
Yeah, well, Dear Dreamer, you can look up Dear Dreamer, Walking in Purpose, Guided by Faith. That's my new CD of 1 million streams. I can't believe I actually did 1 million streams.
Let's go.
Yeah, so
Congratulations
you can check
on that.
out on iTunes. You can TikTok reel it. You can IG reel it. You can get it on Spotify, Google Play, all that. Dear Dreamer, Walking in Purpose, Guided by Faith. So I'm excited about that. But back to depression, if you haven't seen my movie, A State of Mind, A State of Mind, look it up on Amazon Prime or Tubi TV. It'll tell you everything you need to know about depression, so you can be more educated for yourself. And if you have somebody dealing with it, it'll educate you on how to actually love on those people.
State of mind. I believe you need to be speaking to children. I don't know if they teach a course on how to cope and how to navigate through life, but I think you definitely are somebody who's qualified and need to be in the school speaking to the kids, or even speaking to adults that are dealing with things. Can you tell our viewers where can they find you if they want more information and contact you?
Yeah, on Facebook, just look me up, Mike Berry, and on Instagram, look me up, Mike Berry 241. I'm dropping motivation every morning with 1 minute of motivation, or you can just catch it. I'm gonna be somewhere. When you see me, just pull up, man. Let's conversate, let's chop it, let's build something on your mind. You can put it on mine, man. So let's
connect.
build.
Yeah, thank you. And viewers, you watching, his username was right there on the screen. You can contact him there. Mr. Berry, thank you so much for coming at such short notice. This was so necessary. Okay, thank you so much.
Oh, have a great day.
Thanks. All right, you guys will be right back. All right, now, it's a powerful message.
Yes.
I feel like it's right on time, though, because I was just thinking, and the reason I was having him on is I kept seeing this post go viral of, I don't know if you've seen it, this guy was twirling around, talking about, he was dancing, but everybody was reposting, talking about when that seasonal depression finally leaves your body because the sun is out now.
Yeah.
And it got shared so many times. I'm like, you never know who's dealing with depression, but the fact that seasonal depression means it's only for a season.
Right.
Some people are really in deep, dark places and ruts that they can't get out of, and they need help. They need a support system. You know what I mean?
He said one thing that was really important to me, Maria. He said, a lot of times, and depending on how young you are or how big the depression is, sometimes people make temporary solutions.
Yeah.
Permanent solutions for temporary
situation.
problems.
Yeah.
And that's huge. Your situation that you may be in is temporary.
Yeah.
Don't think it's permanent.
It's not permanent.
And he just dropped a lot of jewels on us, and that was good.
Yeah,
I love
and
that.
sometimes this world can be so vicious. Like even look at that now, how everything's inflated. Like people complaining about it. I go to work 5 days a week, sometimes 6 or 7 days a week. Still can't afford to hang with my family, go on vacations. I feel like I'm just working to pay bills.
Right.
Groceries are high. You never know what people are going through, what burdens people are going through. So anything you can do to brighten up someone's that you never know, because some people suffer in silence.
Yes.
And when you're part of a community, love on your people. Love on people.
I love that, Maria. And, don't forget about the barking backers.
The barking back. Who even? They've been doing it since 2001. That is amazing.
I'm going to sign Rohan up to the barking backers.
Yeah.
Premium.
He will love
$30.
For $30. Make sure you go to that website.
My doggy is going to be premium backer.
He gonna go, but Rohan cute, so he gonna be going to those little events, getting all the ladies.
Getting his little tail
like, what's up, girls?
My dog Ruby, she's little. She's little. So
my dog.
Maybe her and Rohan can.
I think I'm gonna dye his hair.
Yes.
So he can look like a young pup.
Ryan, did you know about the Browns barkers?
No.
Me neither. So see, we're informing our audience.
Putting the word
now
out.
Your dogs can be the true Browns fans as well. Look, you guys, we love y'all so much for watching.
Yes.
I can't wait to see y'all next week. We're gonna have a more great show for you. Look, y'all have a wonderful day. We see y'all next time.